Hello, this is Wings from Underground channel. It's the time for the news. I'm feeling super Italian today, so I'm gonna start with this accent. Okay, let's get to the first slide. So, Red Wings signed Robert Hagg, defenseman, to a 1-year, $800K contract. He's a 27-year-old Swede, 6'2", 205 left pound. So, Red Wings are pretty stacked at the blue line. On defense, non-roster players, they got Edmondson, Seth Barton, Donovan Sabrango, Emil Vero, Al Johansson, Wyatt Newpower, Jared McIsaac. Those are non-roster, and as we know on the roster, they got Jake Wallman, who's injured. Mark Pysyk recently signed. Ali Mata recently signed. Ben Sherratt. So they're pretty stacked. This is going to help the Griffins. Speaking of, the Red Wings just signed a 5-year extension with their affiliate in Grand Rapids at Van Andel Arena. Fun fact, the ice rink is 157 miles away from LCA, so that's something that is good for the team. Short commute. They have won the championships in 2013 and 2017, and I believe they signed just prior to the 02-03 season, so this is about the 20-year anniversary of the affiliation, and the extension will go through the 26-27 season. What do we got in next? Okay, so found out today that Scott Wheeler, athletic writer, is funded by the Pagula family. He came out with a top 50 drafted NHL prospect ranking, which is a little bit different than how others classify prospects. He says anyone who's under 23, it doesn't matter if they've played over 25 NHL games, but he says 23 because that's usually the point where players plateau in their development. Philip Zadina. And he ranked Owen Power number 1 ahead of Shane Wright, notably Matty Beniers, Jake Sanderson, and Simon Edvinsson, 14th. And to his credit, he studies a lot of these hockey players, and he said Edvinsson's got great hands for how tall he is, and he's got exceptional passing abilities, and he would probably have scored more goals if he was a little bit more selfish, something along those lines. Okay, next slide. So Max Bultman, Detroit beat writer, says he's just a quick programming note. He'll be off this week. He'll be back soon, and it's of course because he's in search of replacing his athletic photo, which is clearly out of date. As you can see, the photo on the left is his athletic pro pic, and the one on the right is closer to present day. That's his Twitter profile pic. And while he's away, you can visit his most recent article titled "How New Red Wings Assistant Coach Jay Verde Will Bolster Detroit's Bench If You Have an Athletic Subscription." Next note, this is going to be a quick news. It's a time for the news. The Purple Octopus Red Sweater podcast now has all of their podcast episodes up to date on Spotify, which is where I choose to listen to my podcasts. And then something fun. So Matthew Tkachuk, he just signed something like a 8 by 9.8 deal with the Florida Panthers. He had a couple teams in his radar after he decided to leave Calgary. He was thinking maybe Vegas, St. Louis, because that's where he's from. And I found out today the reason why he is number 19. Excuse the swearing that is to come. So I'm going to just read from it because it's hilarious. I came into the development summer camp and I asked De Pascal what number were available. He said 10, 24, 19, and this is what Tkachuk says. I was like, give me 19 for sure. Steve Yzerman is the greatest to ever play or manage the game. So clearly somebody he's modeled his game after. Tkachuk continued. I was gassed up. I was texting my brother Brady, I believe wears number 7 in Ottawa, and his dad Keith, who may have worn 19 in St. Louis, not sure about that, or in Arizona. Bro, I locked down 19. I'm going to honor the greatest to ever do it, Stevie Y. It came down to 19. Pretty special fucking story, honestly. There's a lot of pride and significance with 19. He says, moving the camera, but Stevie is so much fucking cooler than my dad. Though that is basically what modern players are like, very outspoken. We kind of like to see that. And we're going to finish this off with a sick photo of Gordie Howe punishing some Blackhawks player probably 60 years ago, before my dad was born. And that's it. I have classes this week. Actually, I am working on them right now. That's why I'm in the underground dungeon that is my work desk. So yeah, have a good rest of your week. Happy Monday. Get after it. if you need to update your profile picture like Matthew or Max Bultman does, you should probably do that. So that there's never a better time. And that's it. Peace.